John, not eating cheap again today. We're at the Bellagio Sadelle's. It's right off the conservatory. We're going to see what an expensive breakfast looks like. So we had food credit at Sadelle's at Bellagio, so we go there for breakfast. I'm just going to get the basic 2 eggs, hash browns, bacon, and toast. It's $25. I order it over easy like I usually do. Mrs. Cheap got the blueberry pancakes, which were $24. It is a lot of pancakes, so nice atmosphere. This is very nice. I mean, and wait staff was good. Here's Mrs. Cheap's blueberry pancakes. That's a lot of pancake, and she couldn't finish it. Nice fresh blueberries on top. Here's my eggs, cooked great. Bacon was good. $25, a little pricey for that much. I wish they would butter the toast, though. Don't give me butter. Butter it when it comes out. This is Cheap's leftover pancakes, and what's left over. Couldn't finish the hash browns. So we're all finished up at Sadelle's, and tomorrow morning we're going to try a cheaper breakfast. This one was good. There's no doubt about that. It tasted very good. And Mrs. Cheap had way too much food. I had too much food, and she walked out with a complimentary coffee. Isn't that nice? Now, a cheap breakfast. All right, now we're ready for the cheap breakfast of 2 eggs, hash browns, bacon, and toast. It's only $5.99 here at the Ocean Grill in the Miracle Mile shops. We'll see how it compares to that expensive breakfast I had yesterday. So I'm going to opt for the 2 eggs for $5.99. Same breakfast as I had at Bellagio at Sadelle's. Mrs. Cheap is going to get an omelet. They do have the drink option, like mimosas, Bloody Marys, 3 for $12, something like that. So that's a good deal. Let's see how it is. So there's my bacon and eggs. Same 4 pieces of bacon. Instead of hash browns, it's like home fries. You do only get 1 whole piece of toast. So, but it looks pretty good. You know, Mrs. Cheap got the omelet.
That's $8.99.
With that melty cheese on it. All right, we're gonna do the test right now. By the way, this is 2 breakfasts in a row where they don't butter the toast in the kitchen. You have the right out of the icebox. I wish they would just butter it for me. All right, well, maybe this comes with a cheap breakfast. I ordered over medium, which I think should have some runny yolk, and this is pretty much hard. So, all right, hey, it's cheap though, right? All right, so the waitress came back. I told her my eggs were a little overcooked, and a minute later I had new ones that have some yolk in them. A little closer to the way I like it. So they took care of the problem.
I only got like half mine done.
I think I'm about done too. Second batch of eggs were still a little overcooked. Maybe I ought to go back and tell them how to make an over easy egg. I don't know. But yeah, we're about done. Mrs. Cheap said the omelet was
Fine.
Cheap omelet.
Yeah.
How about the coffee?
It was $3. Here, show how small this glass is.
This is a small cup. I mean,
it's a very little cup, and it was a great coffee.
Yeah.
I would skip the coffee next time.
And the seasoned potatoes, they were okay. They weren't great. I think I prefer the hash browns because my seasoned potatoes, these are just kind of not cooked the way that I like them. I like them fried, you know, bacon grease and heavily seasoned. Bacon was okay. So now we'll need to make a decision on the cheap breakfast versus the not so cheap breakfast. So final thought, this is really, really tough because the Bellagio Sadelle's breakfast was 4 times as much as the Ocean One Grill breakfast. That's quite a price difference. Is it worth paying 4 times as much for pretty much the same breakfast? The Sadelle's Bellagio, the one that was 4 times as much, was much tastier. It was better cooked. The Ocean One, not as good cooked, not as good experience. They tried to take care of the problem. It still wasn't cooked right. But for 4 times the price, and you know, you're eating eggs and bacon and toast and potatoes, I would have to go with the cheaper option, you know? No, it wasn't as good. No, it wasn't as, you got more food with the other one.
But for the price, I would go cheap. I really would. I don't even like saying that because I love great food. But for 4 times the price difference, nah, I don't. I would go with the cheaper one, especially just to get filled up when you're going to be walking around in Vegas and eating again later. And if you want to start, happy hour early in the day, that's your chance to do it at Ocean One for pretty cheap. Even though we didn't do that, but there you go. That's my thoughts on it. Better tasting for more money, yeah, and it should be, but not for 4 times the price, especially for eggs. Nah, I'll stick with eating cheap in Vegas with John Eats Cheap.